Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Let's get started in our Yoga for Every Body session today. To begin today, we have a specific mudra used to promote a positive attitude. And the way this works energetically, based on yogic energy concepts and based on Chinese medicine meridians, the way this works is it unblocks energetic channels that may be causing you to attract negative energies or to attract drama into your life. So this is a particular mudra to help protect you from that negativity, to push out the negative energies that might be attracting other negative situations, thus promoting a more positive outlook on life. Who doesn't want a more positive outlook? So to do this, it is very easy. You take your left and right hand, open up the palms. You're just going to curl in all of your four fingers. Now slide your thumb between your ring finger and middle finger. So if you were to, let's say, another way of doing it is to open up in the middle, like Star Trek from Volcon. We come in peace. So you open up your middle finger away from your ring finger, bring your thumb to that center point, and then curl the fingers around the thumb. So you'll have your index finger and middle fingers curled over the thumb. 1 second. Okay. So from here with our mudra, and this is called the turtle mudra. It's a very interesting name, but it's the turtle mudra. So you can imagine your thumbs are like little turtle heads popping out of the shell. From here, let your hands relax anywhere where it's comfortable for you. You could be seated right now. You could be lying down on the floor. Let your body guide you as to where it wants to be to begin our practice today. Holding this mudra for protection and for good energy, start to notice the breath in your belly. As we inhale, let that breath expand up into the stomach. Let it push out to your side waist. Maybe let the breath come all the way up into your heart. Pause for a moment so that you're able to tune into the fullness of the breath. Feeling any places that may be more open to hold the breath, noticing any places that are a little maybe closed off. Those places usually have tension. When you're ready, exhale from your throat. Just let it all go. So you can hold that inhalation for as long as you want. Usually, the longer you hold the breath, the more calm you will feel. Let's try that a few more times. Inhaling from the belly, through your ribs, maybe up to the heart. Pause for a moment. Tune into the fullness of the breath. What parts of the body are effortlessly open, holding the breath for you? When you're ready, just a nice big sigh of relief. Let's try that one more time. Inhale down into your belly. If there are any tender spots in your body, you could always move the breath around those places. Move them around any muscles, any ribs, any organs or connections in the body where it just feels uncomfortable to breathe. Move the breath around that, then hold it. When you're ready, let it all go. Release the hands, relax your hands all together. From wherever you are, let's all take a moment to establish a foundation, lying on the floor with our knees bent as we begin in a supine warm-up today. So for our warm-up, we're lying on our backs with our knees bent. Let's start here by pressing the palms of the hands down beside you. Then let those knees sway gently left and right. Noticing that It may feel more comfortable to twist to one side versus the other. So maybe you twist a little more on one side, and then maybe it's a little less on the other, knowing that you don't have to have an even amount of range of motion in order to practice yoga. It could be different from left to right, and that's okay. Let's come to a still point with the knees. Bring your right knee in, hold on with the right hand behind the thigh. Bring the left knee in. Let's hold on behind that leg as well. Pulling the knees towards the chest, knees to chest pose. Maybe take the knees out a little wide. Maybe even bring the toes together and the knees out. If you're having any pain, it's usually suggested you keep those knees close together. This can create more space and more of an open sensation in your hip and back. From wherever we are with the knees to chest, Uttanasana pose. Let's bring in that gentle sway left and right again, massaging along the spine, the low back. The gentlest warm up for the low back and hips before we stand and put weight into the bones. Let's come to a still point. Lower the left knee down, keep the right knee in, and the knee again can be straight in towards the chest or a little bit out to the side. Go ahead and roll out your ankle here, simply isolating some of the energies in your feet, stretching the muscles around your Achilles tendon and through the soles of the feet. Web out your toes, wiggle them around. Let's bring this to center. From here, lower the right leg. Let's bring the left knee in to work through that gentle stretch as well. Noticing first, where do we want to set that leg bone? Do we want the knee straight in or a little out to the side? Once we have that leg bone set in place, we can circle out the ankle, point and flex the foot, just getting as much mobility in the foot and ankle as possible to wake up any nerves, move any excessive fluid off the joints, spread out your toes, wiggle the toes. When you're ready, slowly bring that knee to center. Let's bring the right knee up, both knees up, both feet up. Let's place our hands on top of the kneecaps. Hold the arms in close to your body. Go ahead and let those knees make a few clockwise circles, circling very small, allowing the kneecaps to initiate and guide that motion. So the energy is encouraging in the knees, encouraging a little bit of rotation all the way down into your low back. When you're ready, reverse that circle. Again, keeping all of the movement up in the knees, and then energetically it's going to travel down to your back. Using the arms to control the range of motion. Just one more circle, bring it to center. Let's extend both legs up and flex and point the toes a few times. Working on stretching the calf muscles a little more, and now also stretching the hamstrings before we do any weight bearing. From here, go ahead and relax your legs. Feet and knees are at hip width. Let's bend the knees, both feet down, keeping those knees bent, establishing a good foundation for bridge. Let's press our hands down beside us. Inhale, push into the feet and slowly hover the hips off the floor. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, slowly lift, gently rocking through the pelvis, weight bearing through the feet. Exhale down, flattening through that tailbone and sacrum. Inhale, peel up the tailbone, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips, relax the tailbone and sacrum.
So keeping that gentle rocking action through the pelvis. That way we are ever so patient with the hip flexor, the pelvis, and the low back. If you're having any pain in your back or hips, you could always bring your feet a little closer together for this. You could even add a yoga block between the knees, or even a bath towel or a beach towel rolled up will work for that. One more time, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. From here, let's allow those knees to sway gently left and right again. Maybe moving a little slower so that we give our body time to move through a fuller range of motion with that twist. Notice which side feels more comfortable for the body. Then go ahead and roll over onto that side. Let's hold it in our side lying position for at least 3 to 5 breaths, giving the low back and the spine a little bit of time to reset. Exhale from your throat, relaxing the jaw as much as possible. The more we relax our jaw, chances are we'll be able to really relax the hips and the pelvis and the low back as well. Let's use our top arm, placing that hand down on the floor so that we can slowly begin to press up into an easy seated position. For easy seated, allow your legs to come into any position. I'm in crisscross applesauce. This is your kindergarten seated position, but in yoga, we call it easy seated or Sukhasana. The irony in this is that it is called easy seated pose. It can actually feel a little stressful on your back sometimes, or even on your knees and hips. So just know that you can sit any way you want for the next few movements as we're going to work on warming up the spine a little more. From wherever you are with your seated foundation, let's turn the palms up and lengthen through the spine. Inhale, pull the elbows back, moving from the elbow and shoulder joint. Inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, pull back from those elbow joints again, moving out from the armpits, circling back, opening the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up, nice big breath. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Let's do maybe just 2 more. Big inhale. Breathing in through the nose as much as possible. Exhale back. Last one. Breathe in through the nose as much as possible. I know it's that time of year. Who are we kidding? Every day in Texas is that time of year when it comes to allergies, right? From wherever you are, take just your right arm up and overhead. Bend the elbows, circle around, reach straight up towards the sky, and feel your weight pushing down into the left hip as well as that right hip. You can even put your hand down on your right waist or hip to encourage a little more grounding here. Maybe close the eyes for a moment and think about breathing down into your left hip. Pull the breath across your chest up to the right armpit. Before we do any twisting, we're just going to be aware of all of those energies that are communicating from the left hip through your belly, through your chest, up to your right arm. On your next exhale, slowly twist towards the left. We can place the right hand down on our left thigh, or you can open the palm of your hand, pressing the knuckles onto that leg if it feels comfortable. Let's take our left hand just down beside us on the floor, really close to your left hip. Inhale, breathe into your upper chest region, especially in that upper left lung as you twist. Inhaling and opening just a little more towards the left. Exhale, hold it in place. Option to close the eyes. Find the breath under your right shoulder blade. Inhaling into that space under your right shoulder blade, across to the left chest. So we're breathing in the frontal plane and in the posterior, the back planes of energy. Exhale, soften the chest. One more time, inhale into the back of your right shoulder, into the front of the left chest, and then exhale, relax. Let's take our time, take it easy, coming around to center, turning the palms up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, establishing our base. On the next inhale, coming back and around with the left hand, reaching straight up to the sky. Imagine you are holding on to 1,000 helium balloons and maybe rotate your hand a little bit as if you're going to take out a light bulb. You're changing out a light bulb. Let's take our right hand either to your hip or waist, just becoming aware of that energy that's low in the lower right lung, close to the belly, hip, and pelvis. Maybe we close our eyes, feeling for that energy in the lower left hip. As we inhale, that breath moves up diagonal, coming all the way across to your left chest and armpit. Exhale, softening through the chest, the belly, and the right hip. Inhaling down to the right hip, through the ribs, up to the left armpit. Reach a little more at the top of the breath. And then exhale, relax the left shoulder, the ribs, and the right hip. Just one more breath, breathing with awareness across the body. On your next exhale, slowly take this into a twist over to the right. We can rest the left hand down on the right thigh or open the palm of the hand so that you're able to press with the back of the hand into your leg. Let's take our right hand, gently tap it down to the floor, just close to that right hip. Maybe lean back a little bit if you feel like you're more comfortable in the twist. Let's inhale into the upper right lung this time. And then exhale. Next breath, under the left shoulder blade. Breathe under the left shoulder blade. Relax. Now let's do the two together. Breathe under the left shoulder blade. And then into the right chest and shoulders, seated nice and tall. Exhale, relax through the upper lungs and chest. A couple more like this in the stretch. Closing the eyes, feeling the breath from the left shoulder blade through the heart to the right chest region, sitting tall. Exhale, relax a little bit with the breath. Maybe your posture shrinks a little bit. One more. Inhale, left shoulder blade to the right chest, sitting a little taller with the fullness of the breath, the fullness of the lungs, creating a little more leap in your spine. And then exhale, relax. Let's bring it around to neutral with the hands, finding a new foundation as we continue to warm up the spine. Let's uncross our legs, bring the feet out in front of your body. And at this point, it could be helpful to sit on a pillow or even a rolled up blanket, something with just a little more cushioning for your tailbone. Let's take the feet to either the width of your hips or take them out wider. That could even be very comfortable. The toes are going to turn out just a little bit when we have the legs really wide. Your toes might be pressing down onto the floor, or they might want to lift a little bit. Either is just fine. Let's take our hands around the thighs, behind the thighs or behind your knees. Come forward, pulling those elbows close behind you. Let your belly push between the thighs. Inhale, pull up your heart, open the throat. Working on balancing the thyroid gland here today. Inhale up into your heart.
Exhale, drop the chin, pull the ribs and the belly in. Let your spine round into a soft C shape. Look down towards the floor or close the eyes. When your body is ready, inhale, come forward with the belly. Lift the ribs, lift the heart, open the throat, big breath in. And then exhale, drop the chin, pull the heart and ribs and belly back. Inhale, come forward, building that extension in the body from the belly to the heart, to the neck and head. Exhale, rounding neck and head, ribs, belly. So we build the pose from the belly up on the inhale, come forward, belly up to the crown of the head, open. And then we exhale, contract from the head down. Lower the chin, pull in the belly and the ribs. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale forward, lead with the belly, open the throat, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the chin, then pull the belly back. Last one, big breath in, coming forward, lengthen. Exhale back, contract. Let's come to center. When you're ready, let both knees come closer together. Draw the hands back behind you. Add in a gentle sway. So we've done this sway now from knees to chest. We've done it from lying on our backs. Now we have a little more weight bearing in the hips. And we are recruiting a lot more muscles in the spine to stay seated upright. So it could feel a little different. As your knees sway over to the right, really let that right knee come out and maybe even push into your left foot behind you and try to lift that hip. So you're getting a big twist all the way stretched from your left shoulder to your right hip. Bring it to center. Let those knees sway over to the left. Let that left knee go all the way out towards the floor. Push into your right foot to lift the hip, draw that right shoulder back, creating a big twist from the left hip to the right shoulder. Come to center, let both knees go over to the right, push off the floor, and let's come around into all fours position. From our foundation of all fours position, moving into spinal balance. This movement in particular is used to improve overall brain synapses. That is just a big word that means connections in the brain. Ultimately, this does require some coordination, and coordination is oftentimes a metric or a marker that we use for overall healthy brains. So let's work on a little bit of healthy brain today. Take your left leg straight back. Start with your toes tucked under. Keeping that position with the toes, push straight back with your left leg. Look down at the floor. Maybe hover that leg a little bit or even bend your knee. Let's shift our weight into the left hand. And now reach your right hand forward as if you're going to shake someone's hand in front of you. You could sit in a chair and do something similar. You could do a left knee raise with your right arm out. Let's exhale, bring in the limbs. Keeping the toes tucked under, the right leg goes straight back. Maybe hover that leg. Let the weight drop down into the right hand. Extend the left arm as if you're going to shake hands with someone. Exhale, bring the limbs in. Let's try pacing that to the breath and maybe only move with half your range of motion so the joints stay soft and protected. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, relax. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, relax. Continuing to alternate, left leg, right arm, inhale. Exhale, relax. Right leg, left arm, inhale. Exhale, one more on each side. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, relax. Last one, right leg, left arm. Exhale, relax. From here, you can untuck the toes, creating a stretch on the fronts of your ankles. Let those hips press back towards the heels, only going as far back as your back and knees are in agreement with this. So at any time, if your knees say no, if your hips or back says no, just stop at that point and move to that position where your body says yes. Let's lower our elbows down. Maybe relax the head and the neck a little bit. You can even let your head just roll a little bit left and right. Try a few heavy exhales here in child's pose. Let's extend our arms out in front of us, palms facing down, elbows lifting off the floor. Look ahead. This is a very playful expression of child's pose that is sometimes known as the puppy dog expression as well. So looking ahead, take your time to shift forward, lift those hips. From here, you might want to stretch the backs of your legs with a nice alternating leg stretch. You can always take one foot back, having the toes tucked under. You would just straighten that leg back and then push back, rolling through the foot. As an alternative, you are welcome to come into downward facing dog, toes tucked under, lifting the hips, pressing back, and maybe just slowly alternating a heel press, moving into a little bit of a walk the dog expression. When it feels right for you, come to a still point. Let's look between our hands and take your time walking the feet towards the hands towards the feet, finding a forward fold expression. Let's hang our head nice and loose. Relax the back of the neck, especially the shoulders, the base of the skull. Shake the head out, yes. We want that head to be heavy and to hang loose like a rag doll. Turn the head left and right. Exhale from your throat. Slowly walk the hands to the thighs or the shins. Pause for a moment. Take your time coming up. Maybe give your body at least 2 or 3 steady breaths, eventually making your way up into a standing position. From standing, let's take our time to take our feet out to the width of the hips. Let's see if I can get this frame a little better this morning. I feel like I'm too tall for it today. Let's see. Whoops, that's not working. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I'm trying to get this situated. Okay. Oh, my head's cut off. Just one more try, guys. Thank you so much for being patient. Let's see. All right, maybe that will help. Okay, little better, little better. So from here, let's stand with our feet open to the width of our pelvis bones. Take your right toe and turn it out to the side. We're doing a very short stance, warrior two stretch to target the back and outer hips. Let's take a small bend into the right knee and then straighten that leg. The left toes are forward and the right toes are out to the side. And we're just doing like almost like a little bit of a rocking horse motion, pressing over into that right foot. And we bend our right knee and then pushing off that right foot and allowing the weight to push down into the left. Your hands can stay at the waist or hips. We may want to move the hands in a different way to feel more balanced. Let's hold that right knee bent, taking a look down at the knee in relation to the ankle and the foot. Hopefully we can still see all of our toes. We don't want the knee to go past the toes or even cover the toe line. Preferably that knee is more lined up with the right ankle. Let's take our right hand down onto that right thigh.
open the left palm. Inhale, reach straight up towards the sky, pushing down into the outer blade of your left foot in this expression of a side warrior. Inhaling into the upper left lung, big breath in, maybe even looking up so that we work a little extra strength and stretch into your neck and shoulder region. When you're ready, slowly bring that hand down beside you, taking the right hand to your low back. Inhale, slowly take this left arm around and reach. Pat yourself on the back, having that right elbow close to the body and the left elbow up to the sky. Cow's face arms with your warrior two stance. Inhaling, feeling a stretch that moves all the way from that right knee up to the hip, all the way up into your left armpit and elbow. And with that left leg straight, sensing another line of energy that goes from the outside of your left foot through your left hip up to that left elbow. Closing the eyes, feeling as if we are grounded, drawn into the earth with the feet. And then light and airy with the upper body being pulled towards the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, relax both arms. Shake that off, turn the right toe forward, establishing a strong mountain stance. Let's lift our left toe and turn the left toe out to the side. Moving our hands into any position for balance as we just begin to sway forward and back, bending that left knee, creating a nice rocking motion in the body. We could even close the eyes, helping us to tune even more into that sensation of the weight shifting through the soles of our feet. Let's pause with that left knee bent, looking down at our left foot, seeing all the toes on the left foot, ensuring that the left knee is not too far bent. From here, slowly take your left hand. Let's take it to our low back. Turn the right palm up. Inhale, reach it up. Big breath in. Breathing into that upper right lung. Feeling that stretch moving from your left hip to the right armpit. Press down into the right foot and reach up a little higher. Continuing to breathe easy here. Big inhale. And now exhale, relax that down. Take a moment, shake off the arms, make sure the arms are relaxed. Inhaling, taking that right arm around again, patting ourselves on the back. The right elbow is pulling up towards the sky, bringing the left hand to the low back, maybe touching our fingertips together here. So I'm going to turn a little bit, you can see what my elbows look like. There we go. We have the left knee bent, left elbow down, close to the waist, right leg straight, right arm patting us on the back. Feeling a clean line of stretch from that left hip through your ribs, up to the right elbow, and also feeling a stretch from your right foot through the right hip, up to the right elbow. Position your neck and head in the most comfortable place. So usually with the head in alignment with the heart, or turn the head a little over to the left. This could be the most comfortable. One more big inhale. And now exhale, relax everything. Relax both arms, shake out the elbows, shake out the shoulders, maybe even roll out the wrist a little bit. Let's move into a standing straddle today, starting with the feet wider than your hips. Both toes are forward. Inhale, pull the elbows up and open, placing the backs of the hands near your low back or buttocks region.
1 second. Oh, bless me. From here, let's inhale into the center of the chest, big breath into the heart. And now exhale, push the hips back behind you, coming down maybe just a quarter of the way, not too far. Pause to kind of gauge what's going on with the body. Make sure there's a little softness in your kneecaps. Let the weight shift forward in the foot. We don't want to push too hard back into the heels. Let those hips continue pressing back as the chest drops. Stopping at any point if we're noticing pain, pinching, discomfort. You could use instead a wall or a chair for this stretch. At any time, if you're curious, walk those hands down a little more, maybe even touching the floor. Keeping the knees soft, keeping the toes forward, relaxing the neck and the head in our standing straddle. Breathe into your chest and low back. Exhale, let it all go. Try a longer exhale next time. Inhale into the chest and back. Long exhale. Head is relaxed. Just one more. Big breath in. And relax. Let's walk our hands to our shins. And now up to the thighs. Bend the knees. Turn the heels in. Plie squat. Now walk the hands all the way up. Shake out your legs. Maybe move the ankles a little bit. Let's move into our standing balancing posture for today. Tree pose. For tree pose, of course, we could have some means of support to maintain a little more balance in our posture today. You could even use a chair in front of you. Let's stand on one foot and then lift the other knee. Lift your other foot and knee away from the floor. Let's turn that knee out to the side, placing the heel either above or below that knee joint. We could put our right foot down or your left foot down on the floor. You do not have to have one foot lifted. No matter what, we're getting the benefit of weight bearing into our standing legs. So we're working on improving bone density here. At any point, we may want to bring the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra, or let those hands come up in front of your third eye. Maybe even arms over the crown of the head in tree pose. Big inhale into the center of the chest. Exhale, at least 2 to 3 more breaths here. We're trying to stay in the pose long enough to reap some of the balance benefits in the pose as well as the weight bearing benefits. Maybe just one more breath in. And then relax. Release your hands and release the legs. Shake it out. When you're ready, let's do the other side. Standing on one foot, we're lifting the opposite knee, lifting the foot. Of course, you could keep that foot down on the ground. Let's turn our knee out to the side, letting our heel press into the leg, into that standing leg, anywhere above or below your knee. So avoiding any pressure on your kneecap in this pose. Tree pose can be such a beneficial posture. At the same time, it can really be kind of a delicate place for your knee if there's pressure in it. From here, let's bring our hands together at the heart, establishing our seal of physical reverence, Anjali Mudra with tree pose. Inhale, thumbs can come up towards the center of your head, or maybe the hands come up over the crown of the head. We could also begin to straighten the arms in our expression of tree today. Inhaling big into the chest. Exhaling slow from the throat. Mouth can be opened or closed to release any tension from the body with that breath. Inhale into your nose. Exhale from the throat. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaths here, staying long enough to fire up the muscles that are responsible for keeping us balanced when we stand and walk. When you're ready, slowly release the hands. Step both feet onto the floor. Take a moment to feel fully supported by the earth, our weight centered in the soles of the feet. From this centered place, let's gather the breath 3 or 4 times. Open the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, take the arms back. Inhaling into the nose. Exhale back. 1 or 2 more. Last one. Let's take our time. Maybe grab a sip of water or gather more props as we come down to the floor and prepare for some more stretches down here from a seated position. From seated, let's bend both knees and touch our feet together. Open the knees, moving into butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Press the inner blades of your feet together. Naturally, for many of us, our bodies will want to peel open through the feet. But try pressing your big toes and pressing the inner edges of the feet together to maybe provide just a little more support to the joints in the body. Measure the length of your feet and keep that same length, that same distance away from your pelvic floor. So some people can bring their feet closer. That's okay. As a general safety guide, we like to keep a little more distance. Usually when we keep that distance, it's gonna be less pressure on the knee joint, which means less pressure on your thigh and your hip as well. From here, let's lengthen through our spine. Exhale, lead with your belly and heart. Pull up. At some point, exhale, drop your chin, drop your ribs, drop your belly, and let the body form that very soft C shape. Find the breath behind your heart and under both shoulder blades, keeping the breath in the shoulders and in the upper back region. Exaggerate the inhalation, maybe even take more time to inhale than exhale. You could even count this to regulate that breath. Exhaling all the way, inhaling into the back of your body, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. Let's try 2 more. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. Relax. Exhale from your throat. Just one more big breath. And exhale. From here, slowly begin to sit up. Extend the left leg straight out in front of you. Pull the toes towards your body. Let's take our right leg, bring the knee up, and cross the foot over your left leg. If you're noticing at this point any back pain or any pain even in your leg, in that left leg in particular, maybe try shifting your weight over into that left hip and then bend the left knee under. And then you could sit instead with both knees bent. Either way, you're gonna get the same stretch in the spine today. With that right leg over, left leg, a foundation extended or bent. Inhale, extend the left arm up. Nice big breath in. Reach up a little more, up and out of your armpit. On the next exhale, twist from the waist, turning towards that right knee, trying to move your heart in the direction of that right knee. Let's lower that right hand down, either around the right leg, holding it in close, or you can take the right elbow and experiment with bringing it on the left elbow, bring it on the outside of your right thigh. This is called Lord of the Fishes. It's also a cousin to the pose called Turkish twist. So you can either hug, draw in and embrace the body, or use a little bit of counter pressure and leverage with your elbow and arm. The right hand is very close to the right hip on the floor. It can be behind you and you can lean back as well if that is more comfortable. No matter where you are with this, we're all in a twist and we all have the right leg crossed over. So this is going to be stretching a lot of lines of energy that move diagonal through your front and back body. From here, let's close the eyes, tune into a weight, a grounded energy in your hips and in the tailbone. As you inhale, that weight lightens up. The breath encourages and balances that anchored energy with a character of lightness, just a little bit of more lightness. The breath, the fullness of the breath, the expansion of the breath helps us to open and experience more of an expansive energy with that element of being light and airy. Staying here for just 2 more easy breaths, building from the tailbone, through the ribs, up through the crown of your head. To safely transition out of this twist, let's first take any tension off of your leg. If you have the left arm crossed over, uncross that left arm, no tension on the left shoulder. Lean forward a little bit, bring your right arm around. Let's uncross that right leg, shake out the knees. Moving into that stretch on the other side, we can keep our right leg extended, pulling the toe in towards the body, keeping a softness in the knee. Bending our left knee, crossing that leg over this time. Noticing as we establish our foundation, how the body feels. If there's any pain in your right hip, pain in the back, go ahead and roll over onto that right hip. Bend the right knee, tuck the foot under, and establish a new foundation. Let's inhale the left arm straight up and overhead. Nice big breath in. Whoops, other arm. Inhale the right arm up, big breath in. On the exhale, turn at the waist, turning your heart towards your left knee. With the heart lined up with your left knee, you can hug that right arm around the knee, or maybe take the elbow to the outside of that knee. You may notice that you're able to do this twist with more mobility on one side versus the other. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a better side. There are different organs on different sides of the body, which are going to influence the range of motion. Sometimes this direction is easier. So right elbow can go on the outside of that left knee for leverage as you continue to twist. That left hand is very close to the left hip. You could even slide it away just a little bit and lean into the arm. Continuing to breathe easy into the body. Lowering the chin a little bit. Maybe we allow the head to turn, just gently gazing over that left shoulder without any strain in your eyes, no strain in the neck or head. Tune in again to that heavy energy, that anchored energy in your hips. We may even notice that there's more weight in one hip versus the other. To balance out that anchored heavy energy, we have the inhale to lighten us up. Inhale, light and airy through the heart, through the crown of the head. And then exhale, there's that element of grounding and contraction again. Holding here for at least 3 to 5 breaths as we allow these twisting poses to work their magic in our bodies. The visualization often used here is like a vortex of energy that begins at your tailbone. And as you inhale, it pulls energy up from the earth like a vacuum vortex. And as you inhale, that energy spirals out all the way up, out the crown of your head. One more inhale and exhale. To safely come out of the pose, let's take any pressure off that left knee. Remove the right arm. Reposition the left arm. Let's uncross the left leg. Shake out the knees. Maybe roll out the ankles a little bit. From here, we're lying down for our final relaxation and meditation. Take your time to come down to the floor. If we're being a little more careful with maybe our backs, hips, and spines today, we may want to bend the knees first. Let the knees sway to one side. So you're in sort of a side seated position. Then turn towards the floor using your hands to come down to the elbows, and then maybe down a little more until eventually we lie down on our sides. From side lie, we roll over onto our backs. Now, if you know that your body is more comfortable on the side or even lying down on your belly, you can lay down in any position. For final relaxation, the only rule is that you are creating as much comfort as possible for your body. In an effort for the mind to be able to focus, it can be helpful to get the aches and pains from the physical body out of the way. That way you can deal with the mind stuff. Our breath is usually a little more smoother, a little more rewarding when we're comfortable as well. So get comfortable. Socks, blankets, pillows. Let's move through just a short and sweet breathing meditation today. From wherever you are, as you inhale, sense the presence of a gold light. You are immersed in this gold light. There is a character of warmth to it, but it's not hot. It's a warmth that is comforting, consoling. Breathe this light into your body and just watch where it goes. In cases where maybe we don't see the gold light, you sense the presence of the light with every breath. Inhaling, this light moves down into the lungs. Naturally, the physical breath, it is going to go into the lungs. The energetic breath might move up to your brain. So just being aware that this energy has both physical and energetic components. and it moves in all directions depending on what body it is in. When it's in your physical body, we inhale, the breath goes down. When it's in your energy body, prana, the breath goes up. Now just continue to breathe easy. And as we breathe easy, as we embrace this gold light, we have the ability to heal ourselves with this gold light, with the life force. Healing is different from curing. You can have terminal cancer and still say you are healed. Healing is a perspective. To be healed is to sense one's being in a place of optimal wellness, optimal wholeness, no matter with what's going on in our bodies. You do not have to be cured of any illness to be healed in your mind, body, and spirit. Breathe in this gold light. Allow it to bathe over your body. Maybe even noticing any parts of you that are healing today and sensing that the cells are absorbing this gold light inside of your body. And maybe the light is not gold for you. Maybe the light is bright white, or it can be green, orange, pink, any color at all. Continue to breathe in this healing light. Deeply inhale in through your nose as much as possible. And then exhale, feel the chest softening and notice that the physical breath moves up and out, taking with it any tension, any illness, any doubt, guilt, shame, denial, any emotions, any memories that would carry harmful or negative energies. The breath is going to bring it up and out of your body. Let's take in at least 3 to 5 more breaths like this. Breathe into the physical body. Breathe up into your mental, emotional, and energetic bodies. Breathe out. Let go. Aparigraha, the practice of letting go. Even now, this is a practice. Every exhale is a yoga practice, the practice of letting go. Just one more, inhale and exhale. Now, if you can stay here a little longer, please stay. For those of you that might have some other things on the agenda today, we have been practicing about a full hour. So I want to be respectful of your time and things that you may have on your plate today. So if you are closing in our session today, just take in a deep breath, maybe put the hands over your chest and heart so we can close together. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in our next session.